I did not set up words on stream. So we're just waiting here for chat to start showing up.
Yeah, I showed up.
And they get to watch me weirdly dance. Only the earliest of early people get to see the weird dancing.
I'm the first one.
Woo!
Oh, besides Seribot.
Yeah, Seribot kind of. Actually, the Stream Element spot was earlier than Seribot was.
Yeah.
Well, technically Seribot was there first because I had to disable all of the settings first. So, I mean, Seribot disabled emote, follow only, slow mode, sub only.
What did you do?
What?
I can still see me.
I didn't do anything. I didn't move anything.
How's that camera still see me?
It's this camera still seeing you. Okay, let's go ahead and run those ads now as people start to filter in.
Okay. But I have you up.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
We're at the hydration station.
Oh, that what we're doing, the hydration station dance?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're gonna have to do the go to the bathroom dance.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I should turn those sound alerts off. No one's gonna be able to hear them.
Oh, sad day.
Whoops.
Who played your beat?
Wolf did. Hi, Wolf.
Hi, Wolf.
Archie says hi, Wolf.
He did. Oh, so he can see me. Hi, baby.
Oh, I can't manage the sound alerts from here. Oh well.
Retro. Do you need to run up somewhere else and do it?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Hello, chat. We're just waiting for the ads to finish running, and then we will get going on the shenanigans. How are we all doing today? Morty! Hi, Morty.
Feel the love.
Rose, welcome in. Hello. I got about 2 minutes on those ads, and then we'll get started here, letting people filter in. Ooh, she got out of work orientation. 1 more day left. Very nice, very nice. Gotta love getting the new job going. Feels good to start getting in a routine.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you thinking of it so far?
Yeah, hopefully it seems good so far. Hopefully it is less soul-sucking than the average job. Nice to get your life together. Yeah. It's already been 3 months. Time really does fly sometimes.
And
like,
drag at the
and
same
drag
time.
at the same time, yes.
Yep. But I'm sure that has to do with our own crap going on here. That's
First hospital you worked at as a new... Oh, you're back? Okay.
nice.
Yeah. Okay, so at least you know, like, more or less what to expect out of it then.
Yeah. That's kind of like going home.
A little bit, yeah. Same floor, same manager. Well, then you really know what to expect out of it. A lot fewer surprises out of that.
Yeah. I don't want to go back to my first job.
My first job wasn't too bad.
I don't want to get back.
I was like, hi, it's me. Was your first job here?
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, if you don't count all the nannying and
Yeah,
and
babysitting doesn't super count.
stuff. Well, I mean, like I seriously nannied every summer.
Yeah, but you didn't like work at a nanny agency or something. It was still
No,
freelance. I'm a teenager babysitting.
Yeah, well, you'd be a teenager babysitting for 3 kids.
There you go. Just back from a really long vacation. Perfect. There you go. No, I'm glad that things are starting to work out for you. Oh, they finally got it. I'm glad they were running up on the date to have to let him out if they didn't do it,
Okay.
but they did it, so that's good. 1 day before deadline. Yeah.
Oh.
The American justice system at its finest. Procrastinate till the last possible moment.
Well, at least they've done it. And
I'm glad they did
unfortunate
it.
as it all is,
It's
yeah, it needed to be done.
And now you can put one more worry aside for now.
Yep.
One less thing on your plate. That's good. Yeah, you just keep on keeping on for sure, for sure.
I mean, the one person I helped take care of I think that's one of their motivating factors for going into a care facility is that certain people won't know where they've gone. And that's as much as I can say on stream.
Ah, okay, yeah. No, I get that. That makes sense. I'm still gonna miss them.
Yeah.
But we know where they'll be, so we can visit.
Restraining order comes up this next month, so they're really...
Oh.
Yeah.
Is he out?
Yeah, he's been out.
Gross. Okay, anywho, no context for chat. This is fine.
Sorry,
As
chat.
Hello, chat. Look, it's Mom. We're gonna cook today. Okay, so I didn't
Nervous ADHD sway and all.
big sways. So I didn't tell you guys what we were cooking yet because I wanted to make sure we were actually gonna have everything we needed to do it. Now we have everything we need to do it, so we are gonna make gluten-free blueberry scones or scone-like pastries.
So we're going to make an attempt at it. I had loosely scribbled notes in my cookbook.
As you guys remember from previous streams, Mom doesn't write down her recipes. And then she makes really good things and doesn't know how she made them.
So I have my loosely translated notes written into a recipe that I scribbled out today, hoping this is what I did.
She's made this more than once, so I would like to assume that this is what she did.
The ingredients are here and like the measurements, but like how I processed it all together.
Someday, chat, I will have all of her recipes written down.
I'm getting better. So we bought this like filing cabinet that has little sections for note cards in it. And so I have been slowly putting them all on these nice little note cards.
Yori, hello, welcome in.
So I am slowly writing down all of my recipes. It's happening.
All right, why don't you go ahead and go over them ingredients for...
Okay,
hold on, actually, for a sec. How's the audio, chat? Are we loud enough? Too quiet? I can turn us up. I can turn us down. Whatever you need. The mic's right here, so obviously anytime we move away from it or turn away, it's going to sound a little bit different. But as long as you can generally hear us.
When I turn away, it's going to be like... And then you can hear me again.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, so obviously the first step in most baking is we're going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees.
That is an important step.
And I always write that at the top. Otherwise, because I hate the recipes where they write it at the bottom, preheat oven, and you've already gone through all the steps.
And then you have to wait for
And
your
then
oven to
you're like,
warm up.
well, crap, I didn't do that thing because it wasn't at the top, so I write it at the top.
Step one was really put our aprons on because we're wearing cute outfits and we don't want to get food all over them.
It's going to happen anyways, chat, because it's me.
Step two is don't be like us and put your hair up when you're cooking, please.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so some of the things it calls for. Oat flour. Did it work?
Nope.
Yep,
there it
is.
goes.
Okay, so oat flour.
Here, I have a way that I can actually make this. Where is... Aha. I can pull up chat in OBS. I never use this feature of OBS, but it actually is more helpful to be able to see what we're doing as we're doing it and making sure it shows up on camera. Okay.
Okay.
I can also make chat bigger. Keep reading.
This one I don't have in a bag, but I have Bob's Red Mill all-purpose gluten-free baking mix. And that's going to be 2/3 cup of that we're going to measure out. It's going to be 1 1/3 cup of the oat flour. It's going to be 2/3 of a cup of the Bob's Red Mill gluten-free tapioca flour or starch. We are going to use 1/4 cup of teff. And teff kind of gives it some of that grainy texture that actual wheat flour would give.
Hi, Mars. So, I will say, one thing that we have to do differently than a lot of gluten-free bakers do, a lot of gluten-free bakers, you'll notice that in pastries especially, they'll use almond flour.
Which is a wonderful, wonderful, great...
It's amazing for pastries. It gives it a little extra sweetness, and it's a really well-functioning flour.
And they'll also usually use rice flour when they do that.
Which is great. We can use rice flour. Mom's allergic to almonds.
I am allergic to almonds. And
very allergic to almonds.
My dad is diabetic, and rice flour tends to turn to sugar really fast. So when you're already making something sweet, you don't want to use rice flour. So I have to change things up a bit.
So yeah, it's really hard to get really good tasting like breads and pastries that are gluten free.
Yeah, I as much as I have learned how to bake and as many recipes as I have out there, a really good bread recipe is not one of them. I have a wonderful dinner roll recipe, but
Mars
bread
Sky,
itself,
hello.
not so much.
Yeah.
So
And so yeah, having to avoid things like almond flour, which is probably like the second most used flour in gluten-free baking, I would almost say.
yep, for especially for sweets, yes.
Yeah,
I have
it's a
to-
big no.
I switch it up. Oh, and allergic to dairy. Yep, I have a cousin's second cousin, so my cousin's son, um, has both, and so we had to create a recipe, lots of recipes from scratch for them, which was not easy to do. But
That's like the other thing that's really hard about like shopping gluten free is you want to find things that taste good, but then you go up to all of like the gluten free stuff and it's gluten free, dairy free, soy free, everything free, and I'm like,
sugar free, and
I'm like,
it's
I don't have all of those issues. I would like half of that stuff put back in your recipe, please.
Schechter, hey. Okay,
back
so
to the ingredients.
oat flour, Bob's all-purpose flour, tapioca starch, teff, baking powder. I use potato starch and xanthan gum, which both of those act as thickeners. We're going to add cinnamon. We're going to add salt, lemon juice, lemon peel, butter, brown sugar, eggs, heavy cream, and I think that's all the ingredients.
And this is one of those recipes where you
Oh.
use the yolks and whites separately.
And then for the drizzle, it's going to be more lemons and powdered sugar.
So yeah, basically this will be a lemon blueberry scone.
Yep. And
like pastry.
for the blueberries, I have this lovely garden that produced 2 of these large bags full last night.
So
On top of the other
fresh-
bag full that we had just gotten a week ago.
fresh garden blueberries picked last night. So
yeah,
absolutely
that's what
amazing.
we're doing.
Okay. One more hydrate.
Ooh, watch streak.
Yeah, I know I decimated everybody's watch streaks.
Well, good. Then I get to start over with everybody else.
yes, you do. Honestly, I think I don't know. I might have broken poor Wolf's with everything that went down
Well,
with the power outage.
When I got
too.
sick for 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
my stream streak broke, and I was like at 300 streams or
Yeah,
something like that.
Wolf, is yours still intact or did I break it?
Okay.
Next step, wash your hands. Oh, do we actually need that?
Yes.
All right, hold on. Let me wash that because I hit it earlier when after using Clorox wipes. So I don't want chemicals in our scones. I hate trying to wash things.
Would you like me to wash it for you?
I'm trying to actually get any of the soap back out of the holes after you.
Yep, that's why that sprayer nozzle that you can hold it like you're doing is so handy.
I'm saying Wolf might be the only one whose stream streak survived what happened.
I don't even know if what my stream streak was.
I don't think you can check it on mobile.
Probably not. My mobile is really dumb. There's a lot of things I can't do on it. I can't mod for you on my phone.
It's super hard to mod from your phone. You have to know the commands.
So, let me use that. Yes, well, we know that I don't know the commands.
No, you don't.
I don't memorize things. And so Mom can't moderate from her phone. I mean, I can basically, like, if I click on somebody's name with my finger, I can
Clean hands.
still wet.
So you'll use a paper towel to get the last remnants of water.
Really fine. Okay. I just keep giving it a shake here and there, make sure nothing drips out of the metal bits. Okay. Whee! Alright, so we're gonna sift all these dry ingredients together.
I'm using a medium-sized bowl here. Pretty small compared to our other bowls.
But it's my favorite bowl, chat, because
You got
Oh,
mushrooms.
I spoiled. Okay, so
All right, what are we starting with?
alright, here's an open bag of oat flour. We need 1 1/3 cups of oat flour. And I have another handy dandy bag right here. So, where's our-
1/3.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember, are these ones towards the smaller line inside? Or
Nope. All the way up.
okay.
I double checked one day to make sure.
Sec.
Yep. Been in there.
Good enough. I try so hard not to be just absolutely paranoid as fuck. Oh no, your card.
Oh, it got wet. It's fine. You should see what the rest of my cards look like.
Spaghetti stains. And
Mhm.
Those out of the way. Okay. Nope, don't sift it yet. Okay, we are gonna do 2/3 of a cup of this guy. That's the all-purpose. It's kind of clumpy, but just do the best you can. If there's a little extra, it doesn't kill anything.
You said 2/3?
Yep. And for those that joined after we said what we were making blueberry scone-ish things. Okay, we're gonna do 2/3 of the tapioca as well.
Ooh, this stuff's super powdery.
Yep.
This stuff's almost looks like powdered sugar.
Kind of, huh?
Hey.
We're gonna do 1/4 cup of the teff to give it that wheat floury type ancient grain flavor. Super, super fine. Okay,
Now can I do the thing?
not yet. We got to put all the dry ingredients in first. Okay, 1 rounded tablespoon of the baking powder. Thunk. Tablespoons to big guy.
You said a rounded one?
Yep. Yeah. That's fine.
Rounded within reason.
Okay. 1 flattened tablespoon of the potato starch.
Wipe off any of the other cups before I used them on other things, but oh well.
That's okay.
Oh, hey, look, the oven's ready. Woohoo! We're not.
It's okay.
You said flattened?
Yep.
So yeah, what you can do for flattened is if you just scrape the measure along the edge of the container, you'll get a relatively flat,
You can also use the flat side of a butter knife.
or your lid, you can just scrape it, butter knife, fork.
Yep.
Really anything is really easy to just scrape along the edge there.
Okay, 1/2 teaspoon of the xanthan gum, and this is what make it be sticky.
Y'all ever just like read a recipe 20,000 times to make sure you're getting the measurements right? Which one was that?
1/2 teaspoon.
And yeah, this you don't need a lot of.
Yep, 1/2 teaspoon of that.
Salt.
And then while you are sifting all of that together, I am going to grate a lemon peel because I need 1/2 teaspoon of lemon peel added to this.
Do I need to like mix this as I sift it?
Nope, you're just sifting it all together.
Should I shuka?
Yep, you can shuka. So while she's doing that, I'm going to zest a lemon.
We're gonna get zesty.
So I have this handy dandy little zesting tool. If you don't have this on hand, but you have one of these large multi-sided cheese grater thingies, like this guy,
There you go.
You notice all these different sides for doing all these nice different cuts and things? This side. Just like that.
The other side was even tinier.
It is.
The tiniest of zests.
Yeah. But I like the slightly larger zests.
So chat, what's your guys' favorite dessert? Alright, I'm getting to that point where I need to lift this and use like a whisk or something to...
Yep. There's also one hanging up above the stove.
Oh, this smells so good. We need smell-o-vision. Chat.
All of the desserts. Ice cream. Fair enough, fair enough.
What is your favorite dessert?
Mine? God, I don't know. Big fan of the German chocolate cake that we do.
Yeah.
That's become like my new request for like birthdays and stuff.
Okay.
Puff pastry tarts. Think that's a here thing. Okay, are they like? I'm assuming they're like filled with something.
Puff pastry is, you can fill them with all kinds of stuff.
Oatmeal cookies and ice cream is good. You've done one recently that's like butterscotch oatmeal something that's pretty good.
Oh, the cookie, yeah. They've been called all kinds of different things. It's everything but the kitchen sink cookie, cowboy cookie, and it's basically like you would do a chocolate chip cookie, but then you use butterscotch chips, you add pecans, and coconut.
Ooh, now I can smell that lemon. Cinnamon sugar and has like an icing frosting. Ooh.
Nice. Okay.
Alright, and that's that point where it's just little clumpy
Yep.
bits that aren't going to come through now.
Yep. So go ahead. I'll take that. Shake that off for the sake of it, just like.
Okay, now we need to add half of a teaspoon of this.
I think it's hit on my arm.
Oh no!
Welcome to the segment of the stream where Sam destroys her skin.
Alright.
Oh, tiramisu. Amara's over there being fancy.
That's pretty good.
I bought some chocolate peanut pie because I deserve it. You do deserve it.
Nice. So, I am a fudge brownie with chocolate chips inside kind of girl. And I especially like this thing I do where I crumble it up into a bowl in layers with strawberries and whipped cream. That's my guilty pleasure.
Okay, I will say, I'm a big cheesecake girl. I just don't get to have it very often because,
That's another thing I don't know how to make.
yeah. Gluten-free crust doesn't like to exist very
The
good.
crust actually isn't the problem. I can't get the cheesecake to set up and be firm the way it's supposed to be.
Gluten-free crust is not the greatest. I like me a nice New York style cheesecake with the strawberry.
Yeah, but we can do
Butter
a graham
on
cracker.
top.
We can do a graham cracker crust.
Yeah, but they're only okay. I'm not big on gluten-free crust. It's not
All
great.
right, so we've added a half a teaspoon of the lemon zest into here. Thoroughly blending that together. All right, so
We had
now
something else recently that I can't figure out what it is. I don't remember. It was something that my brain went, oh, there, I'll just request this for my birthday next time. Gone. Doesn't exist.
let me. Did I write it down?
Oh, you're gonna have to wash your hands again.
I will.
What's that for?
So we're gonna cut in the butter. I'll explain what that means in a moment.
Cut butter.
Carrot cake.
I do like carrot cake too.
That was on the list.
With
German
cream
chocolate
cheese
cake.
frosting.
Yeah, cheesecake, German chocolate cake, and carrot cake is all I have listed.
Yeah, that's pretty. That about sums it up.
Okay, I will rewatch my.
Mom tries to make a list anytime we say something because none of us will ever remember.
Well, and because they change their mind periodically, and I want to know the new hyperfixation.
It's true.
I gotta keep up. Like my son and his fiance like Marion Berry pies right now.
Yep.
Although that's been for a long time now, actually.
I was gonna say that hasn't really changed. for him.
Okay. So now we're going to cut in the butter. Half a cup. That's half a cup. Okay.
A whole stick of butter.
Right. The whole stick. Now to make it easier, I like to slice it into tablespoons.
Not that one. Not that one.
Our dishwasher's been having issues.
That one has a hair on it. Hello.
I'm just gonna wash this one. It's
The
fine.
rest of it's clean though.
I'm gonna wash this one. It's fine.
What am I supposed to do with this one?
Put it in the sink. Welcome to our house, chat.
None of those were particularly bad. They were mostly clean. They just had some. I think mostly they were hard water stains. I think we need to
Probably.
run a cleaner through our dishwasher again.
Okay, so if you don't have one of
Ooh,
these
now the
handy
knife
dandy
is fucking warm.
tools for cutting butter in, you can just use a knife, and you literally will just sit there and cut and cut and cut until you get the shapes that you want. But this will make your life easier for that.
It'll also make your life easier if you just cut the butter a whole bunch before you start.
All right, girl.
Cubes.
Yes.
Butter cubes. Shiro, not big on sweets. That's fair.
Not everybody is. What would be your dessert-ish thing? What would be like your favorite food if it wasn't sweets?
What's your dessert equivalent? What's your I'ma treat myself?
Like some people like to have a fruit salad, or
You did make a really good fruit salad recently.
oh yeah, the tropical fruit salad.
Yeah. That was essentially, oh no. My brain. Oh.
Hey.
Cup. Fruit cup.
Oh.
The words that go with that type of fruit cup. No!
The ADHD is real, chat. Mixed fruit cup?
No,
know
the
that
one
that's
with
not-
the cherries.
I don't know.
I'm trapped.
Look it up on the phone.
It's got the pears and the pineapple and the cherries. But it's in a fruit cup that you can buy at the store.
Fruit cocktail.
That's the word!
I did it, chat. I brained. That's it. That is my big brain moment for the week.
You made fruit cocktail. You got there.
Did you? Okay.
Okay, to be fair, as far as stream delay, Mom said it before yours popped up.
Your brain sent it to my brain. You got me there. It's good.
But yes, fruit cocktail. You essentially made fruit cocktail.
Yes.
I don't like maraschino cherries, but I like the cherries in packaged fruit cocktail,
Which are maraschino cherries?
which is weird because I don't like them in anything else.
You don't like them in the pineapple upside down
Nope.
cake?
It's my least favorite part of pineapple upside down cake. It tastes like chemicals.
I'm sorry. That's the other dessert that you like.
Not really, because it has maraschino cherries and it tastes like chemicals.
You liked it for a while.
And then I stopped liking maraschino cherries.
Like I said, the hyperfixation thing is real.
You have fresh black cherries in your fridge. I love me a Rainier cherry, which is a local like type. It's grown here-ish, here adjacent.
Here, it's grown here.
I don't remember if it was here or Oregon.
Rainier, Washington.
Okay. Yeah, Rainier cherries are my favorite type of cherry. Cherries around here are so expensive now, I'm sure.
Here, too.
They shouldn't be expensive here because we don't have to import them.
Yeah, but they
And
are.
yet-
Which is why I planted 2 cherry trees, chat.
I'm so excited.
We
They
probably...
had little baby cherries this year.
My hand is starting to hurt. I'm going to let you kind of...
Use the knife, scrape it back down.
do this for a hot second. So you're supposed to do this until the butter and the flour forms like little pea-sized bits and pieces in there.
But yeah, the cherries on that tree won't be ready for a number of seasons since it's still freshly planted. But it did put on fruit, and they were so
Okay.
little and tiny. It was
The
so
bowl was cute, but
The bowl is cute, but we do need a bigger bowl.
sometimes cute doesn't cut it, chat.
Don't mind me tilting it away from the camera. But yeah, we put in 2 cherries and an apple.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a lemon and an orange, but they're small and in pots right now, and they need to be planted into the ground most likely.
Yeah. I also nearly murdered them like 2 years in a row, so they had to recover, and this is the first year they've had to actually be plants this year.
On the bright side, we have like 6 blueberry bushes, and they are thriving.
8 now. They
Oh
propagated
God!
themselves.
They're still living their best lives, though. They never struggle.
Nope.
Blueberries, rosemary, and lavender are...
And my oregano took off. So yeah,
And
that's the
that's
thing
not
now. I have an oregano patch.
Yeah. The sage is doing pretty good, all things considered. Ooh, you replanted your elderberry bush, and that thing is just like, boom!
Yeah. I'll have to take pictures of it sometime
I was
after
like,
I weed around it.
I need to have her take pictures of me next to these plants so that you guys can see how big they are.
Well, to be fair, the rosemary plant is almost half as tall now because I trimmed it this year.
Oh, that's okay. The next time it rains, they'll be big again.
It will. Like, hello. Grandmother used to what?
My grandparents do tomatoes. You get tons of fresh tomatoes from them.
Nice.
Tomatoes are hard in Washington.
Our
you
growing
have-
season isn't as long as they would like.
Well, you have to pick them the moment they're ripe because
Oh.
if it rains, they'll split.
Yes, they get big and split.
Yeah. They're one of those plants that are affected by how much it rains, and so if it rains, they will over-ripen and explode.
But my cherry tomatoes did go to seed one year and self-seed, and now I get like 5 cherry tomato bushes that show up every year. And I actually got to freeze dry a bunch of them.
But
last
yeah,
year.
the tomato plants do well.
Okay.
They just
So,
get to that. They're just hard to
You can
manage
kind of see
here.
where they're getting to be this size. This is getting really close to where we want it, chat. Okay, so while you're doing that,
Potatoes do pretty good here too.
I need to.
Potato plant is one that you can really just kind of forget it exists and it'll be fine. It does better if you remember it exists. But
Remember the what exists?
the potatoes,
Yes.
because you have to remember to bury the stalks in straw as they grow up, so that the plant will spread more. But I mean, they'll still do their thing in the ground and just exist.
Yeah, I pretty much neglect when I plant them, I neglect them and they pretty much just do their thing and then I get a whole bunch that I can harvest for the fall.
Ooh, you know what we should show chat? We should show chat the elephant garlic.
I have one that I can pull up.
See how tall that fucking plant is.
Yeah. Maybe we can go on a walk with it here at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am going to separate out the egg whites from the yolks.
At some point we could do a stream from my phone and just walk chat around the garden.
Yeah, warning, it needs to be weeded.
It's a lot better than it was, though. Unfortunately, the autoimmune and the various other disabilities and illnesses and injuries that we all have, it makes it very hard to get out there and maintain. It's a big garden, so it's hard for poor mom to maintain it by herself, and I'm not helpful.
Yeah, she's quite helpful, chat. She just has her own health issues that she has to get through.
I think I murdered the clumps. I turned it back to powder.
No, you're good. They're all the right size. It's perfect. Go ahead and use the knife to get the excess off of there.
There it is.
Okay. So, and I don't know if chat can see what I'm doing here or not, but
Here,
yeah,
swap sides with me.
just do it right here. It's fine.
Or at least slide into a round here.
Okay, so cracking the egg. We're separating it off. For regular scones, you would not have to do this step. For gluten-free, a lot of things don't like to puff up as much because of the lack of gluten. And so I separate my whites off and I beat the whites and incorporate a lot of air into them so that they become floopy. which helps everything
Who doesn't like a fluffy pastry?
do its thing.
Okay, are we done with these?
We are done with those. Okay, so we have the egg yolks. We need 2/3 of a cup of heavy cream. So if you want to open that, I'll get the liquid measuring. Just have thirds on it.
Yeah, very specifically, chat. We got heavy whipping cream.
Okay, so the 2/3.
Hashtag not sponsored,
Nope, not sponsored.
but we could be. Lucerne.
That's right. So fill it to that little.
To what? 2/3?
Yep. And then half of a cup of the brown sugar.
Yeah, we've got this really neat measuring cup, chat. I don't know how well. Where's the camera? You can see it's got lines on the inside of it, so as you're filling it, you can see where it's filled up to easier.
So you're not like doing this and
You're not,
leave
yeah,
it
you're not like, on the side, like, where are you at?
All right. So we have half of a cup of packed brown sugar.
We love brown sugar. Used to have one of those. They're really nice.
Sugar.
Oh my god, dry ingredients in the wet ingredients bowl.
Yup.
What do I pour this into?
You do pour that into. All right. Now we need to juice the lemon.
Do you have our juicers?
I do, but I don't know where I put it. It's behind me.
It is behind you.
So I stab it with the whisk to break up
I'm gonna
those
slide
egg
these dry
yolks.
ingredients off. Does it matter what kind of knife I use to cut them?
Not really.
Where's the good knife? That one.
Do you want to use the cutting board? That slides out. Chat doesn't really, but you can kind of see it. It slides
I
out
was
from
gonna say,
underneath
chat
the
can see
cap.
it slide into existence.
So these little cubbies have been here since this house was designed. And the old cutting boards were getting pretty old.
This is the only thing I need a knife for?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my husband had a friend of ours measure and make me new cutting boards that fit in here that I can
I need to
use.
wipe that
Whee!
down first.
I will later when we're done.
It's fine. Alright. Handy dandy juicer. It's got these lovely ridges in it that are, like, spiraled. So that as you smush and twist, it juices. Hunter! Hello!
We're making scones, Hunter.
It's scones!
She'll start yelling at scones so everybody gets in the chat.
Scones! How much juice am I supposed to get out of this?
As much as you can, because what I don't use in this, I'm going to use in the frosting.
Okay.
And then you toss the leftover.
Ooh, this side does not want to go on here. Okay. Swoosh.
Okay, and while you're doing that, I am going to make noise and make floopy egg whites.
Woohoo.
If you want to make floopy egg whites, this is the attachment that works the best. It's a whisk. Just like that, 2 tiny egg whites now look
Woohoo! Fluffy!
like all that.
Nightshade, hello!
We're making scones!
It's scones!
Okay,
I don't know if I got out a juice shot at
alright. So let's see if we have a tablespoon.
We need to get all the seeds out of it. Many seeds are in there.
Heavy little guy, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Handy dandy strainer. I think I have a little one somewhere.
Tiny strainer.
I disappeared.
She's gone, Chet. We lost her.
I'm back.
Itty bitty strainer.
Okay. Yep, we're just gonna hold it right over that. Aim for the middle.
Don't fuck it up. Pulpy.
Woohoo! All right. It's just okay. Good enough. Okay. So we want, if I have a brain and can read again, where to go? 1 tablespoon.
We only had a brain.
Ta-da! 1 tablespoon. All right.
Hair looks different under this light. I washed it again, so more color stripped out.
All right. All right. So there's our liquidy stuff.
Woohoo! Our liquidy bowl of liquids.
And it is now this lovely little consistency here. Almost looks like a the top or like on a mocha, like how it gets that.
I was not sure where you were going with that. I'm like,
Probably
it looks like a lot of things.
Probably doesn't taste like that.
Nope.
Don't recommend it, chat. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. So we are going to blend that in with our egg white. We're gonna hope our hairs can get out of our face. Put that in the sink.
My nose has itched this whole time.
Oh no! Scratch it and then go wash your hands. Nope. All right, we're actually gonna just lay this here and make a mess on the counter because I don't want to put it in this dirty sink. So,
She's got this. No glasses. My glasses are for my computer. I don't actually need them to see otherwise.
I need them to see. I'm blind.
And since I'm only glancing over at you guys occasionally, I'm fine.
Okay. So we're gonna whisk that together.
But yeah, they were only basically prescribed for computer use.
All right. Now, you want to pull that bowl back over? You can pour that in. Yep, liquid into the other. Whee! And then it has my
Chunky
wooden
bits.
spoon. Yep, give me that.
What are the chunky bits?
Brown sugar bits that just didn't.
Ah, okay.
Somebody will get an extra sugary bite. That's fine.
They are technically a prescription with like a power level to them, but they also do have blue light, yeah.
Okay.
It's just a fairly low prescription.
Okay. Now, as we do this, we should probably go ahead. So we have 2 options here. We can mix in the blueberries now while we're blending this. Or when you get the dough made, you can split it into 2. You're going to put out your first round, you're going to layer the blueberries, and then you're going to put on your second round on top.
That one.
That's the one we're going to do? Okay. You got to blend
That's
it?
the one you normally do, isn't it?
Sometimes. Go ahead. Go for it.
What do you normally do?
I'm like,
I want whatever we normally do.
I don't know what I normally do. I do what I do when I do what I do. Did we add the cinnamon? Chat, did we add cinnamon? I don't think we added cinnamon, chat.
Cinnamon.
Whoops. I'm so sorry, chat.
This is why you read your recipe as you go. How much did it call for in the recipe? Why did you just... How much did you put in?
About half a teaspoon.
Eyeballing it, Chad. You see what I have to put up with?
If it turns out good, I will write it back into the recipe.
She didn't measure it. She's guessing. God damn it. This is why you wrote a recipe, so we can avoid this. It's a good thing that the cinnamon's kind of largely optional.
Yes, the cinnamon in this is actually highly optional. I just like it in there. What did Amara say?
Chaos.
Yeah, that's how I cook, Amara's chaos. Okay. So, I am going to. Oops, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm abusing Arcane. I'm sorry.
What did you scrape me with?
Either the plastic spoon or the whisk.
Link, how's it going, dude?
I'm
Welcome
so
to the
sorry.
chaos.
I'm so sorry. It's all good. I'm so sorry.
We're getting thick here,
I
chat.
got it. Ah, that. Okay, so now we're gonna work it out on the thingy. So I'm gonna make this. All right, so now we're gonna get our hands dirty.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep, because we don't want to overwork it.
Fine.
Arcane's not a huge fan of getting her hands dirty, chat.
My skin suffers, okay?
I am the fan.
I have issues.
She's fine.
Oh no, Archie's in baby jail.
Oh, why is Archie in baby jail?
Probably to keep him from screaming, but we see how well that's working.
So you're gonna grab it and smush it and grab it and smush it. And if you don't want your hands to get too sticky, you stick them in the bowl of flour that was left over. And we're gonna plonk it out here on the counter. Plonk is a very technical term, mind you.
Very technical. Highly scientific.
I like to scrape all the bits. I don't like wasting. There was a time when I was extremely low income. I hate to waste food.
Speaking of technical terms, I watched a video recently on how different professional chefs salt pasta water and how much salt is a pinch of salt. And literally just watching some of them take like whole handfuls and just
Yeah.
One of them walked up and just took the little salt bowl and just dumped the whole thing in.
Yeah.
And then you have some of them going, it should taste like the sea, salty like the sea. And then you had a couple that was like, it should be salty, but not like the sea. And it's like, which is it?
You
You're all
salt to
professional.
taste. All right, so you're gonna get your little lump.
I'll hydrate. All right, hold on, my water's over here.
She's hydrating, I promise. All right, so you're gonna get your lump,
A lump.
and you're gonna cut it in half. Okay,
Very technical.
so do we want to roll this out into a circle that's pan-ish shaped?
Did we double the recipe for this?
We did not.
Okay, so we're only making one.
And then roll it, or do we want to roll it out and then put it on the sheet where we cut it, and it cooks in cut little triangles, or do we want to put it in the baking pan like a little cake?
I don't think we normally do the baking pan.
Okay. All right, then get me out a cookie sheet.
How big a cookie?
Yep.
A big cookie sheet?
Yep.
This one?
Yep.
Okay. Where do I put a cookie sheet? Behind us?
I'm stuck on the drawer. Okay. Just go ahead and put the cookie sheet.
Move this way?
Aha! Freedom!
Yeah, put it behind us. It's fine. So you want it to be basically pan shape, pan size. I'm going to go a little bit flatter than this, chat, but not a whole lot. And so what I'm going to do
So
is
that is still awfully thick.
we're going to flour it. And then we're going to put the flour side down on the pan. And I don't know how well you can see, but we're going to...
You're gonna kind of smush it out. Work it along the pan a little bit until it's the thickness that you want. I don't think I've ever actually watched her make these, so I'm just like looking at this and then thinking about how they normally turn out, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right.
Okay, so now we're going to put blueberries on top of that. So, why don't we move these and you can put the pan here.
You can kind of see, chat, that she worked it a little bit outwards.
Yep. All right, we're going to save that. Yep.
Figuring out where to put it.
Reflour my surface. All right. Your hands are clean-ish, so you can go ahead and open up the blueberries.
Blueberries. Are we not gonna like chop these up at all? Are they just gonna stay whole?
Yeah, that's how I do it. So you got to show them some of the size differences in my blueberries.
All right, let me see if I can find one of the really little guys.
It's ridiculous, Pat. It's ridiculous. What'd they say?
They haven't seen it yet. It's gotta catch up. Oh. So yeah, this is what happens with our blueberries.
Yup.
Fine.
Okay. So just smother them all over that thing. And it's going to take about somewhere between 1 and 2 cups of blueberries to cover this.
I've got little hands. Trying to get enough for both.
Start with that.
I was gonna get enough for both.
Nope,
but...
this is going right on top of that.
Oh, so we're only making one.
Yeah, we're only making one.
Okay, I'm gonna rinse these off real quick.
And I will also hydrate while you do that.
We rinsed these off yesterday, but I'm just giving them an extra rinse just to be sure. We don't use any pesticides or anything in our garden because Mom's allergic. We try to keep it to natural sources of not having bugs.
Pesticides will kill me.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
I blow up like an angry cartoon character, turn bright red and
I'm so
anaphylactic.
sorry for that description.
I love it. It's my favorite description.
This is something I said to her as a description when I was like 8.
Yep. The neighbors decided to spray my garden for me without asking. And I went to garden. And yeah, my hands started to itch. And then other parts of my body started to itch and burn. And I tried to get in the shower thinking I'd gotten into something. Washed my hands first, nothing happened. It was still getting worse. Got into the shower, realized I was starting to not be able to breathe. And my husband wrapped me in a towel and rushed me to the emergency room, where I immediately collapsed and could not breathe.
Wee.
So yeah, we don't do pesticides.
How's this looking?
Looking good.
I don't know how many I'm supposed to get on here.
As many as you want. I'm going to show chat how many you're getting on there. Oh, they can kind of see, huh?
Yeah, they can kind of see it.
Okay. That's probably pretty good.
It's too squishy.
Okay.
Feel it. It's like a balloon.
Yeah, that's pretty squishy. Boink.
Okay, should I do more than that?
Nope, that's probably good.
Is that about how much you normally do?
I normally put a little bit more on, but I know you're not as big a fan of blueberries as I am.
It's a blueberry stone. You gotta have blueberries.
Yeah.
That much?
That'd be perfect. Horrible. okay. From back here, because I'm not using my bifocals at this distance, it looked like it looked like blobs to me. So,
Bloobs.
yep.
You know, all the way out to the edges if you want.
I was
wasn't-
like, run
I
away.
wasn't sure how close to the edge it was safe to go because we need to be able to seal the edge. I thought,
Not really.
not
It's fine.
really. Okay, well then I will get more boobs and
Nope,
go
we're
all the way
going.
up to the edge. No, I gotta do the edge. That many. We made the mistake of saying something. You sealed your fate.
I'm gonna have to wipe the water off of that.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Before it ruins everything.
It's fine. You're fine. Everything's fine.
I ruined it, chat.
It's fine, chat. I'm just gonna leave that there until you're done.
You're fine. Everything's
Wait.
fine.
Stem.
Yeah, we don't want to eat.
Nah, it's all right.
Okay.
It'll survive. Arcane's an artist, chat. Everything has to be just so. I'm actually surprised that she didn't start in the center and like spiral her way out.
I'm not gonna restart. It's fine.
Ah, no, don't come apart.
I am just trying to make sure that all of like some of the weird gaps are properly.
It's fine.
All right. Where does the last one need to go?
Ah. I tried.
I'm sorry. When you
Hopefully this is ish the same size.
restart. We need a spiral. No.
Too late.
Your spiral. It's me. I'm spiraling.
Too late. Too late. All right. So it's okay that if it's a little bit bigger because
Then you just kind of fold it over and bloop.
Why so thick? 'Cause it's gluten free. If you go any thinner, it'll fall apart.
yeah, if we can't go too thin because there's no gluten to actually hold it together, and it won't rise as thickly as a glutinous scone would rise.
Gluten free food is chunky.
This is what you get. All
You get
right.
chunky and dense.
Would you like to open the oven?
Well, hold on. Give Chat their beauty shot.
Oh.
Circle!
Oh. I did wash this already.
You lied. The knife is coming back, Chat.
I did wash it though. Okay.
You have to cut it now. Is that?
Yeah.
Should have oiled the knife.
We still can. I can lemon it.
You want to use my handy dandy,
I don't.
not sponsored,
I
pampered
don't.
stuff?
I don't like this thing. The oil from it does not work the same way spray oil works. She's washing the knife again.
All right. Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Ta-da! Isn't
A
it beautiful?
chunky boy.
It's so beautiful. Okay.
Congratulations, chat. You have a dense ass pastry.
All right. I should wipe the bottom of this off. Yeah, we'll use this one and then we'll go throw it in the dirty clothes. Okay, good enough.
So bad over there.
I know. It's fine. All right. To the oven we go that we preheated forever ago.
17 to 20 minutes.
So we're gonna start at the 17 chat.
Behind you, chat.
She be zooming chat. All right. So now, while that
Now we're
is
free for 20 minutes.
while that's doing, I will start cleaning up our mess.
Now we have to clean everything up.
The question is, and we gotta make our glaze.
Oh, well, you gotta make our glaze.
So we'll clean up the mess and then we'll make our glaze.
I'll use this and then you can properly clean the counter behind me. Oh.
Thanks. That's what's left of our blueberries. Just kidding, I have a whole nother bag in the fridge.
So yeah, that's kind of why we say it's pastry adjacent, chat, is that gluten-free food doesn't really do the thing the same way glutinous food does.
And it's scone adjacent. It's not gonna be the same.
Yeah.
It's a biscuit with fruit in it.
Pretty much,
It's
honestly.
a sugary biscuit with fruit.
Sugary fruit biscuit.
And to be fair, I never made scones before I was a celiac, before I was diagnosed, so I don't think I ever had eaten a scone before I was diagnosed. So this is,
At some point, we need to try that one puff pastry that we bought.
we do.
We should have brought it in and done like a side-by-side attempt to see if the puff pastry would also make a scone.
Yeah, well.
Get this wet wipe down. That was a clean one.
Okay.
And then you can come in with a Clorox wipe afterwards.
Start putting the ingredient and the mints away. Alright, so for the lemon glaze, I just need the powdered sugar, the lemon.
Don't mind our lovely tape mark to tell us where we need to place bowls and stuff while we're working for you guys to see it properly. Nightshade,
Highly-
thank you for gifting a sub to Hunter. Much appreciated.
Woo! Hi, hi.
That's so sweet of you. Hunter, I hope you enjoy your emotes. Yes. Oh, see, you do know the commands.
I know that one.
You know that one. Fair enough, fair enough.
I have learned a thing. I learned me a thing, chat. This I will dump because I used it to flour the. So it will be contaminated.
Not contaminated.
I did not mean to do that. Spatial awareness. Whoops.
Okay, wipe the counter down with water first, going back over it with a disinfectant wipe, especially since we used egg.
Yep.
I would do this even if we didn't, but since we did, doubly so.
Get in there. Get in there.
Does your cutting board take Clorox wipe?
No, hot soapy
No,
water,
hot
and,
soapy
and then I will use my mineral oil on it.
Okay.
I'll use the antibacterial soap on it though.
I don't forget.
No. And if you clean up your messes while you're in between things, then you're not sitting there with a full belly of yummy stuff going, I don't want to get up and clean.
soapy. Don't you love when the soap doesn't soap? Why aren't you soaping?
Just to annoy you.
Pretty much. Welcome back from the ads chat.
Oh, that was a perfect time for ads, wasn't it?
Yep. Gotta love when the ads run while you're cleaning and doing unimportant shit.
Sneak around behind you, my dear.
She's like, I know there's soap on this rag. I can see it on the rag. I just don't see it on the counter. Oh, I see the tiniest soapy soaps. Ah. Unsoap this so I can wipe the soap off it.
Yeah. I washed you. Yes, I got everything off. Dry that really good. And chat, I like
To keep my wood utensils oiled, I use a food grade mineral oil. If you can't use mineral oil, I am sure there are other oils out there that will work.
Just make sure they're food
But
grade.
you just gotta make sure it's something that's safe to be into food. And this will keep your wooden utensils working a lot longer.
Hopefully good enough.
Yep.
So how are you doing on your goal for your subs this time around?
We're getting pretty close to the 20. I don't have my goal up on stream at the moment. I want to say we were at like 16 subs yesterday. So that one should put us around 17, I think. Woohoo!
Do not fall out of it.
So a handful more subs and you guys are at the big wheel spin. We're still a ways off from the Final Fantasy 14 goal though.
I know.
You guys have till the end of this month to hit that before it swaps over to being a Dark Souls goal and resetting at 0.
So what's the Final Fantasy goal? What happens if they reach that?
So if they hit the goal at, I think it's 80 subs, and we're at 17, we're almost a quarter of the way there, then I will buy Final Fantasy 14, the online. I'll buy the Dawn Trail expansion and we'll stream that.
Okay. And that's a new expansion.
Yeah, that just came out like a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Maybe last month or earlier this month-ish. That's what that goal is for. If we don't hit that, next month it'll reset at 0. It'll be the same goal, but it'll be to play the first Dark Souls game.
Okay.
So, that's what those goals are.
So, kind of fun and cozy or sapa?
So yeah, that's the deal with that. What do we need to get anything else out for the Glade?
I'm washing the bowl right now that we're going to use for that.
Is
And
this
then
one
we've
that
got
uses
powdered sugar.
milk, or are we just using the lemon
We're
juice?
just going to use the lemon juice.
Okay.
There is an option of adding sour cream.
Do you normally?
You could also add cream cheese, which I don't have.
You don't have a shop in the freezer?
Maybe.
Do you normally use a new shop?
I normally use the New Show, which is like, it's a lower fat cream cheese. All of the substitutions, chat. I try to eat fairly healthily. Oh, all right. She found some new Pachel in the freezer, so we're gonna have to slice off.
It's frozen as fuck, boy.
And
But
we
yeah,
don't need a
so-
lot of it.
We use this because cream cheese makes me sick.
And me.
I love cream cheese. I love it to death, but
It
it
gives us upset tummies for
makes
some
our
reason.
stomachs hurt.
I'm gonna put the whipping cream away for now.
The frozen metallic packaging sticking to my fingers.
So, there's two things you can do when you have leftover whipped cream, chat. If you don't have a plan for it immediately and you're afraid it'll go bad, you can either A, turn it into butter. Which if you're gonna do that, I highly recommend adding herbs like garlic and things like that, like
Make
some
it
rosemary,
herbal
and making
butter.
like a compound butter out of it. Just to have that special extra something, and it'll last quite a while that way. The other thing you can do is go ahead and turn it into whipped cream and then freeze it in a tub. So those are just some different options that you got to use up your whipped cream and not let it go.
I'll
Okay.
use this coffee creamer.
You can use this coffee creamer. You could also just do a whole lot of baking with it, and that's fine too. So you're gonna do about an ounce of this, which is right about
I can't
there-ish.
see that. There you go.
So we're gonna do about an ounce of this.
Super frozen.
It is. Let me turn it back so I can use my good hand.
Yep. Ideally, we would have been defrosting it this whole time.
I didn't think I had any. I was just gonna do the regular. Oh, come on. Don't be rude. Might need to get your dad. See if your dad wants me on stream for 2 seconds.
Oh,
Aha!
you're getting it.
All right. That's good enough.
Decimated the packaging.
That's all right. Give that about 30 seconds at a time in the microwave, and then we'll stir it and get it good and
Behold, the microwave.
that you cannot see.
I can see it. It's visible on that cam.
Oh, well, there you go. Behold the microwave.
It's 30-ish seconds-ish.
Yeah.
Quick start.
I highly recommend that you defrost it first.
Don't
and try to
microwave it.
cut and don't try to cut yourself.
And ideally, don't microwave it. Crackling. I blew it up.
Woohoo! I'll clean the microwave later.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I knew I should have stopped it sooner. Now it's hot and steaming. Great.
It's a steaming pile of cream cheese.
Adjacent substance.
It's basically just a lower fat cream cheese.
It doesn't taste like it.
I know, but it still tastes good.
If the glaze tastes bad, it's my fault.
It's fine.
I don't think you're supposed to cook your cream cheese first.
Oh, it's fine, chat. All right. In the bowl we go. Now we need 2 tablespoons of the lemon juice. Put these back over just in case we end up needing it.
They are
Yeah.
in the sink.
I just want them to get them good and soapy.
I really don't have multiples anymore.
Yeah.
We do have these really cute ones, chat, and I'm just gonna show you because they're adorable.
Equal, aren't they? Or do they say on there anywhere?
I think they have measurements on the back. Yeah, they've got measurements on the
There you
back.
go.
So we have these ones that are heart shaped. But on the front, instead of measurements, this one says a pinch of joy, a dash of tenderness, a spoonful of affection, and a heap of love. But on the back, they do say tablespoon, teaspoon,
See, there you go.
half a teaspoon, and a quarter teaspoon. They're adorable.
So 2 tablespoons of the lemon juice, if you please.
That's the big one. Tablespoon.
And if there's not enough, we'll juice some more. Yep. It's actually pretty dang close.
It's so close. You can get any more out of those.
Let's see.
Looks like liquid gold on camera.
Oh no, you did a pretty darn good job of getting this all out.
I really tried.
Good enough.
Oh, it's gonna be tangy.
Yep.
All right. And then half a teaspoon of the zest. And I'm going to wash this out so I can put the powdered sugar in it. Oh,
Uh-oh.
we're fine. That's got to cool off before we can put anything in it anyways.
You said half
Yes, please.
of the zest.
Yes, please.
Get zesty, chat. It doesn't really fit in the thing. Is that
It's fine.
good enough?
Oh, that's so freaking.
Oh, snap. Here, let me clear the way for you to show chat here.
I think we're going to give it that extra 3 minutes.
Okay. Put her back in then.
Let's chat why. I'm going to give it that extra 3 minutes. If you can look in the center, you can see that it still looks a little bit doughy.
Yeah, it doesn't show up really well on camera, but it's a little extra wet and squishy looking still.
So we're going to give it that extra 3 minutes.
But it did puff up. You can tell that much. Okay.
Alright. Dry this guy out.
Do we have an open bag of powdered sugar?
No, I don't. I
Okay.
checked. I checked.
Well, good thing you bought one then.
I had an unopened one, which I didn't know, but it's fine.
You need to use that one first.
I did.
Oh, okay. Already swapped them out, chat.
I was
You know what some
prepared.
pastries do that I really love? I love when they have that really coarse, thick grain sugar that they like top everything with.
Which you can do that with this if you didn't want to do the glaze.
Yeah.
You could do a coarse sugar over the top.
Yeah, just
I
spread a
would
little,
do the brown sugar if I was going to
spread
do
a little
that.
bit of butter for the sugar to grab onto, and then just
All
if
right.
you're feeling really spicy, you could do both.
You want to pour that?
How
into
much sugar do you want to sugar yourself with?
the- So if you want to measure out that 1 cup for me,
Powdered sugar time.
I'm going to start mashing this up.
And unfortunately, when it comes to the glaze, it really does kind of come down to eyeballing it at a certain point.
Yeah.
It's about getting the right thickness of it.
And if this is too thick when we're done, we'll just add a little bit of milk.
Because with powdered sugar, like, the tiniest bit of liquid... I'm not done yet. The tiniest bit of liquid will turn the powdered sugar into literally anything. So, okay. Probably as good as that's gonna get.
Thwunk. All right, so
And yeah, you'll see that amount of liquid in there will really quickly start. Okay, it'll be a little less quick than normal because it's mixed with a lot of thicker things. So it's not full liquid mode hitting the powdered sugar, but it is still rather quickly. You can start to see that shine as it turns into a glossy.
I think we're good.
I was
Kind of
gonna say,
nailed it.
that might actually be nice and drizzly without being too thick or too wet.
Yep. Kind of nailed it, chat.
I'm gonna smash down anything that filled up and turned into balls so that it really breaks down in there.
Yep.
Yeah, there's probably gonna be a couple lumpies because we use the zest.
Right.
But that's fine. That's different. You wanna make sure you get all those powdered sugar lumps.
Here we go.
Alright, let's give it a nice drizzle test. Oh, yeah.
That's so nice, chat.
Perfect.
That's gonna be fantastic. All right. So now we just gotta wait for that to come out of the oven.
Which we are at 50 seconds. So, any moment here now, we will be good to go with that. Powdered sugar on the counter. And yeah, don't worry, chat. I will turn this stream into a highlight so that it'll never go away.
And I will throw the recipe on the screen at the end here.
And at some point, it'll go up on like the VOD's channel as well.
In fact, if you want, I don't know if that quite.
I don't know if chat can supersede that, but
And we might be able to put it in the Discord later too.
yeah.
Okay.
Almost. Directionally, come on. There we go. Okay, so yeah. But yes, we will definitely post it up in the Discord as well. But you can go back and screenshot that if you want. Feel free to clip it, whatever you need.
Flip it over, show them the glaze.
Oh, that's right, the glaze is on the back.
Oh yeah.
Nice and simple glaze.
Toothpick test came out nice and clean.
Oh, show chat the toothpick test. Bring it over here and take your time. Grab that safely. Oven mitts, chat. Don't burn yourself.
Okay, so you're gonna take your toothpick. I stuck it in here. Boop. Pull it out. There is
Nice
no
and
soggy
clean.
mess on there. It's all good.
Now, you might have to redo your test if you stab a blueberry. It won't come out clean if you stab a blueberry.
I mean, you know, it's whatever.
But yes, we'll type this up and we'll get this recipe posted in the Discord for
Make
you
sure
guys.
you turn off your oven when you're done with it. Don't leave it on. I've done
Yep.
that. Not safe. Didn't do it on purpose, mind you, but okay. We can give that a minute. We can chat with chat.
Yeah, you're gonna want to let it cool off for a little bit before you
Wanna
glaze
give
it.
at least 10
If you
minutes.
try to glaze it while it's still hot, your glaze will liquefy
Yeah.
even more than it already is and will essentially just melt off of the dish. You will end up with a puddle of glaze next to your dish instead of on top of it.
I'm actually going to move this over in front of the air conditioner so it can cool a little faster.
Have fun with that. But yeah, we've largely cleaned up our mess as well, so we're pretty good to go on most of that.
Dial down and I'll finish these dishes up while we chat.
Now, hydrate.
And chat can ask any questions about it that they want.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions about anything we did, or clarifications, or if you have questions about substitutions, we can answer some of those too.
I'll do my best.
Yeah. So,
Again, if you have the opportunity to use almond flour,
Go
because
for
you
it.
can, Go for it.
what would you replace the almond with the almond flour? What
Okay.
slot in the recipe does that take up?
So you're still going to want the tapioca flour in there for sure. Technically, you would replace the oat flour with it.
Okay.
To be honest. And then you could replace the Bob's All-Purpose baking flour with the Bob's 1-to-1,
A lot of people use the one
which is the rice flour base. which gives it a more pastry-esque.
Yeah.
Again, I try to stay away from the white rice flours for the
Yeah.
sake of my diabetic dad.
Yeah, it's a personal choice that we make because we have several food allergies and eating related health
issues.
issues.
Yeah.
Me, my mom, my grandma, and my brother are all celiacs, so we all have to have gluten-free food. Mom's allergic to almonds, so we don't get to use almond flour. My grandfather is diabetic. My dad and I both have cholesterol issues. Technically, we could keep changing things because grandma's thyroid. The list is long, chat. It's hard when you're cooking for 6 people that all have different health issues. I have to try gluten-free and see how that is. Would be nice to change things up from what you normally eat. There's nothing inherently wrong with eating gluten-free food.
You do lose a lot of the vitamin-enriched stuff that comes in regular flour.
Yeah, if you don't need the diet, you don't want to only eat gluten-free, but there is nothing about the gluten-free diet that would hurt you just for eating some of it every now and again.
You just want to make sure you're getting your vitamins, minerals, and nutrients from other places than just your flour.
Yeah. A lot of people tried to eat gluten-free as a fad diet a number of years back, which was both frustrating and helpful. Because, yeah, if you're not a celiac, it doesn't necessarily have traditional health benefits. The health benefits it does have is that we have to cook everything from scratch. So we get a lot less processed foods that have a lot of extra bullshit added to them, which makes it healthier for the general person. But again, we do have to replace a lot of the nutrients and stuff that you miss, vitamins, etc.
Because a lot of our wheat flour that's processed and sold is vitamin enriched.
It's vitamin enriched, but it's also bleached.
Yes.
So, yeah, if you look at unprocessed wheat flour,
Which, in today's day and age, there is no reason for the bleaching.
there's no reason for bleaching.
It's so
If you
dumb.
look at unprocessed wheat flour, it is grainy, it is full of husk, and
And it's so good for you,
it's so much better for you
comparatively speaking.
compared to highly processed, extra ground, extra filtered, and bleached white
That they then have to
wheat
add
flour.
vitamins back into because they have
Yeah.
strained everything out of it.
But it's prettier. Wheat flour is not pretty to look at, Mom. I'm so
I don't think
stupid.
there's really mean thing that comes to mind with that does not need to be said on chat.
Now I'm curious. I'm gonna make her tell me later. But yeah, it's
How lily white can we make everything in this world?
what?
By bleaching everything?
Okay.
How lily white can we make everything? It's such a racist
Oh,
feel.
yeah.
It feels racist to me.
It feels so stupid. It's like, why are we mad at the brown flour? I'm even victim of it sometimes, though. I preferred the white Wonder Bread back when I was able to eat it.
Okay, well, to be fair, it's spongy like a freaking cake.
And yeah, looking at like the wheat bread and it brown and chunky, I was like, no. But I do realize how stupid it is.
Well, and when you got older and actually gave it a chance, you loved regular wheat bread.
Yeah.
And preferred it before the diet.
We probably should buy the whole grain bread more. There is gluten-free whole grain bread. It's just different whole grains. But I liked taking, when I could eat glutinous bread, and since how spongy it was, I liked to take the crust off and then just roll the whole thing into a ball.
Okay, we're probably getting pretty close to being able to.
Yeah, it doesn't have to cool off for long. It just needs to not be steaming hot anymore. The interior can still be warm, but the exterior just needs to be cooled off.
Is that all of the things out of the way?
I think that's most of the things out of the way. Chat couldn't see that. It was fine. But yeah, no, there's not necessarily anything wrong with trying and eating some gluten-free food, as long as it's not the main part of your diet.
Well, and if it makes you feel better health-wise, then you could have a sensitivity. A lot of people are sensitive to different wheats because they are so highly processed.
Yeah, a lot of it's a processing thing, and the additives that aren't as good for your body, and because not all of the things they add are good for your body.
Okay.
There we go,
Hands
chat.
are clean. I'm gonna wash them one more time.
Okay. So yes, it's better for you in that it's less processed, it's homemade. You get to control what goes into it.
Yes.
You lose a couple of things that you need to make sure you're finding ways to replace.
And I'm always willing and happy to help.
Yeah.
So
Yes, if you ever like try it and are struggling, and
You know,
feel
just-
free to.
Discord and
Yeah.
in the food chat or you know, DM me or okay. Oh yeah, that's nice and cool
Squishy.
comparatively. All right, do you want to do that?
Time for the glaze.
Have fun. All right, we will go put this away. Nice clean kitchen.
Glaze time. Chunky glaze. Blurb.
These are probably way wider slices than they needed to be, but that's okay.
We could still cut them thinner if we wanted to.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world if we cut them smaller.
Okay, so now I want to do it again, but I want to make them bacon cheddar with herbs, like the one
Ooh,
place
the
did.
savory one.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a really cool savory scone that a gluten-free bakery in Portland did. And yeah, it was this herb encrusted. Yeah, this is the glaze now. It was this herb encrusted, buttery, garlicky, and when I tell you biting into that thing, it tasted like Thanksgiving.
It did. It was so good.
I was like, what? It was
Yeah.
amazing.
It definitely had like sage and rosemary in it,
Mm-hmm.
but yes, it was also very bacony and very cheddary, and it was amazing.
I don't think it was not. It was not bacon.
It wasn't bacon.
No, it was just an herb encrusted
I thought-
scone.
No, I know there was like something in it.
There might have been cheese, but I don't think there was a protein in it.
No, I thought there was. Maybe not.
Because bacon, it wouldn't have tasted like Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Well, I want to make it with bacon.
But yes, now we're just
Was it petunias?
going. Oh, bakery name?
Yeah.
I have no clue what it was.
Now I need to know.
It wasn't too far from Powell's. I know that. I don't know how much of this glaze we want to put on this, or if this
That's
is.
probably good.
Fine.
Yep, petunias.
So yeah, if you're ever in Portland and want to try a really nice gluten-free bakery, they have cupcakes and scones and.
Cookies and.
Just gonna make it go down the edges just a little bit
Yep.
more here.
But yeah, and no, they don't sponsor me or anything. But it's always nice to be able to find a gluten-free place that you can eat safely.
Yeah.
And we did. We had their bakery goods at a friend of mine's wedding, and we did not get sick.
And yeah, it's always more of a concern for mom than it is for me. Her body doesn't handle it. My body can still like process small
Grab it,
amounts of
yeah.
it. I don't get sick eating out. Cross contamination is like not too bad for me. Hey, Bumble, welcome in. We just finished making some gluten-free blueberry scone adjacent pastries. With a lemon glaze. We say scone adjacent because they're thick and dense as heck.
Well, and I've never made a grilled scone in my life, so.
Yeah, well. Was I never heard of it? So, it's a type of basically like a pastry, so it's gonna be sweet. It's got blueberries inside of it, and it's got basically a lemon frosting.
So it's like a sugary biscuit.
Yeah, it's like a pie biscuit. If a biscuit was a pie, it would be a scone. And then gluten-free basically just means it's not made with like wheat flour.
No wheat, rye, or barley. And
Yeah.
gluten-free oats only.
Oats are the weird one, Chad, if you're wondering why we're saying gluten-free oats only. A lot of oats are grown in conjunction, like right next to wheat fields. So
Or they alternate them.
so they're contaminated. We do not have a website for recipes. But we will be putting the recipe in our Discord. So
Nice
you
and
are
steamy.
more than welcome to join that, and we will get that posted in there, hopefully at some point in the rest of this week.
So you
But
can try
yeah.
to see them blueberries in their chat.
The blueberries.
There you go.
You want one?
Yee. But I'm gonna take one to your dad too.
Okay, I'll grab an extra plate.
Actually, I should ask. He's not always a fan of blueberries.
Dad, you want a scone?
He says so. Thanks.
See, Mom's all nice. She walks up, she asks, and she has an actual normal person conversation. Me just screaming not that plate.
Oh
Screaming
no!
across
Blueberry
the-
down.
Oh no, not the blueberry.
Oh no.
There you go.
Now, one of the downsides about gluten-free is that it does tend to be a little bit more crumbly. Because again, it's not glutinous.
Yeah.
It's gluten that makes everything, you know, spongy and stick togethery and stretchy and,
Yeah,
you know, fun.
yeah, actually hold together in any sort of way. But yeah. But yeah, that's our scone adjacent food chat.
But it did at least hold together.
Stay kind of chewy this time too. Even though it's crumbly, it's still
Just the right amount of lemon.
almost spongy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, this isn't like a scone in the sense of like a lot. I think traditional like glutinous scones are more like croissant adjacent, in that they're like
Right.
flaky and like
Yeah.
layered and fluffy. These are definitely more biscuit adjacent.
And again, that's just part of not having the gluten.
We found a gluten-free puff pastry in like the freezer section of a grocery store that we need to try at some point to see how it cooks up.
Yeah.
But yeah, actual gluten-free pastries are really tricky to make. So
And if you wanted this to be, like I said, sweeter and more, you know, less biscuit-y, the almond flour in place of the oat flour.
Yeah.
The rice flour in place, you know, the one-to-one baking mix with the rice flour instead of, because the Bob's baking mix that's not the one-to-one, it's actually made with chickpeas, or which are also called garbanzo beans, which is a higher protein, which is healthier for you and will stick with you longer.
yeah. Ooh. Almost from Pennsylvania. Very nice. Welcome, Pennsylvanian.
But I think this was the right amount of lemon. It doesn't mask the blueberries,
No,
But
the
the
blueberries
blueberries-
are.
But the blueberries don't overpower the lemon either. You get that little tart.
I think for my tastes, I could have used a little more lemon. I'm not as big a blueberry fan either. I'm a bit more like my dad on that one, but I like the
You could
blueberry
definitely-
biscuit scone.
you could definitely double the amount of zest that went into the batter itself, I think.
If you wanted to, you could even take leftover zest and just like sprinkle it on top
You
after
could.
you were done.
You could.
But it definitely helps that we mix some of the juice into the scone as well, and don't just put it on top. But yeah, I mean, you can see the texture of it. It's definitely more biscuity than pastry.
Yep.
But it gets the job done.
Patrick, stop being a nerd. Do you need to be on stream?
Xbox and the Switch player, nice, nice. We tend to do a lot of PC gaming here. Chat just unlocked a cooking stream via one of the sub goals that we had. Incoming puppy! It's the baby! You don't get a scone.
Yeah, baby.
Scones are not for baby.
Alright, I have the kitchen because you don't belong in here.
Goodbye, Tetra!
Go see Grandpa, so we need to go outside. Nope. Go tell BJ.
Oh, he's free from work now.
Oh, he is.
Woohoo! Perfect timing.
All right.
So yep, that's it, chat.
That's pretty much it. If you want chat real quick, I can switch the stream. I can take the stream down and switch it over to my phone, and I can give you that little garden tour real fast.
Just be aware that I'm in the middle of weeding what's been way overdue, and there's piles, and it's awful, and I'm ashamed.
I don't have to shut them.
So,
You sure? Okay. Okay. New to First Descendant, do you help new players? Joke's on you, I'm also new. But there are people in my Discord that played a lot more than I do, so feel free to ask any questions you have in one of the game chats in there, and someone will probably be able to help you. Community's really good about that. There's a lot of really good people.
there really are.
So, okay.
They even help me play games.
Real fast chat. We're gonna take the stream down. Don't go anywhere. You will pop up on my phone momentarily, okay? Sit tight.